What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tevin Jameer back at it again with another episode of the Hate It or Love It podcast. And today I'm just going to keep the topic short, sweet, and simple. I don't know if I already stated it in one of my other videos, but this week is the week of my move-in from my new apartment. So I've been very busy this week, hence why I didn't drop an episode on Tuesday. So I just feel like doing a quick episode for y'all so that y'all have something this week. And like I said, because I be seeing y'all supporting, I be seeing y'all subscribing and all that. So I don't want to slow down. I want to keep giving y'all content and at least something while this move is going on, because your boy's been busy. I feel tired as hell. So yeah. And today's topic, as you guys can see in the title, I titled it "Let's Be For Real" because, I want to talk about this whole Kendrick doing the Super Bowl and, Lil Wayne discussion that's been going on, because the internet has been going crazy back and forth with people's opinions on, do you believe that Kendrick deserved that? Do you believe that it should have, that Lil Wayne should have did it? And I'm just seeing a bunch of different thoughts and opinions, and I just feel like putting mine out there. And you already know this is the Hate It or Love It podcast. So, you might love my opinion, you might hate it, but at the end of the day, I just want to build a dialogue. So, if anybody wants to give their 2 cents on it, like I said, the only thing I ask is just be respectful. So, all right. First off, I want to give my thoughts on just seeing Kendrick do the Super Bowl. Like, just in general, Kendrick getting that Super Bowl spot is crazy, especially after like the beef and seeing how everything started with First Person Shooter, and with J. Cole and Drake literally on First Person Shooter saying, like, repeating, biggest the what? Biggest the what? Biggest the Super Bowl. Like, it's crazy that they started out like that, and then it all ends with Kendrick headlining the Super Bowl for the year after they did that, which... Okay, if you want to be technical, I guess you could technically say 2 years, because I think For All the Dogs came out at the end of For All the Dogs came out at the end of 2023. So I guess you could say the very next year. I was thinking of it in the context of, like, y'all know the Super Bowl for this year, obviously Kendrick wasn't doing it, but like, the year after that, where some time passed, because I'm pretty sure by the time they put out First Person Shooter, it was already announced that Usher was going to do the Super Bowl this year. So yeah, but it's just crazy seeing how things play out. That's my whole point. Seeing how things played out and stuff like that. And then Kendrick sending a very petty response back to Drake, where Drake has been teasing a round 2 for this beef and saying and indicating that he might have another song dropping soon, where Kendrick in his trailer literally said, like, there's no such thing as round 2s, or he said specifically, you only get one chance to win a championship, no round 2s. So in a way, that's somewhat indicating that Kendrick is not going to entertain this again. Do I feel like Kendrick will for real entertain a battle again? To be honest, I feel like if Drake came with a good enough diss track, like if Drake came hard with facts, then I believe that Kendrick would actually respond. But as of right now, the way that Drake is moving, I guess Kendrick doesn't see it as, he doesn't see it as a smart move to keep harping on this, which I don't blame him, because it's like, if Drake is kind of struggling right now, which, even though personally me, I feel like he's still just been doing what he's been doing these past few years, and I feel like a lot of people are being hard on Drake right now. At the moment, he is actually struggling. Whether I believe that, he's doing just as good as he usually does, he's struggling in the overall landscape of, like, listeners and stuff like that. So yeah, I do think it's a very smart move for just Kendrick to just focus on himself right now. Yeah, have your little shots, because Drake do have his little shots in his songs. So have your little shots here and there, but at this point, it's just like, when it comes to the ultimate battle, I'm glad that Kendrick has kind of taken a step back, and now he's going to focus more on his career, which, yeah, it's just crazy. So obviously with Kendrick headlining the Super Bowl, one thing that's been big is that the Super Bowl this year is going to take place in Louisiana. And for the past few years, Lil Wayne has been saying that he wants to perform at the Super Bowl. And, you know, once it was announced that Kendrick got the announce or got the headline, it was almost like a split on social media. You got a lot of Kendrick fans who were excited. I wouldn't say that I was necessarily excited. I was just more laughing. Not that I'm not excited for Kendrick, but I was just more laughing because of the fact that it was like, you know, Drake and Cole saying big at the Super Bowl just for Kendrick to headline the Super Bowl. So I was more laughing in that aspect. And I was more excited because if he's doing the Super Bowl, then that means that the album should be coming pretty soon, either before or after the Super Bowl. So that's why I was excited. But then you have the other half of the internet where they were all up in arms saying that Lil Wayne should have had the headline, you know, because this Super Bowl is taking place in Louisiana. So where do I stand on it? At first, I was saying that, damn, Lil Wayne should have gotten it. But then the more that I sat back and really thought about it, it kind of makes sense why Kendrick got it over Lil Wayne. Now, these are my personal opinions, and ultimately, I do hope to see Lil Wayne grace the Super Bowl stage someday, but here's my opinions for why it just kind of makes more sense for Lil Wayne to not be picked over Kendrick, because, okay, so here's my reasoning. For one, Kendrick is on a hot streak right now. I feel like it's a very smart business move because out of all the rappers right now, Kendrick is probably the number one guy right now in terms of rap. Like, he is doing his thing. He had a really great year with this battle. And even if you take away this year, Kendrick has had an amazing career from the beginning to now. Like, he's had an amazing career with multiple classic albums. Even Mr. Morale, an album that a lot of people hated when it first came out. Like, a lot of people have started to give it its flowers and start to acknowledge it as a classic as well. So it's just like Kendrick had a great career and he has a bunch of songs. I guess this is going into my second point now. Kendrick has a lot of songs that you can perform at a Super Bowl setting. And I know a lot of people like to run the narrative like, oh, Not Like Us is his only hit. What other hit does Kendrick have? I can literally sit here and go through all his albums and point out all his hits. If we talking Good Kid, Mad City, I don't know if Mad City would fly. He would probably have to censor that a lot. But Mad City, he got Don't Kill My Vibe. Money Trees is another one. Poetic Justice, Swimming Pools. If we go to Pimp a Butterfly, now that one's going to be a little bit harder because that's more of a serious album, as I would say. But we have All Right, which he's already performed at the Super Bowl the last time when he was with Dr. Dre. But he has All Right. He has King Kunta. I mean, truth be told, you only perform hits, but even if he wanted to perform songs that wasn't like exactly hits, I mean, then again, I could be a hit. You Ain't Gotta Lie is another song that he could have performed. The Blacker the Berry, if he really wanted to get into his political bag. If you're talking Damn, almost the whole track list you could play at the Super Bowl. DNA, Loyalty, Love, Humble. There's another song. I mean, this one might be a little crazy, but Element. Then even Mr. Morale got a few songs that he could possibly play at the Super Bowl. Savior, Rich Spirit, Die Hard, N95, which I think is the most popular song on the album, at least I think. But yeah, Kendrick has a bunch of songs, so this whole narrative of Not Like Us being the only thing he could perform, it's kind of ridiculous to me that people really genuinely think that. But then also, when I say that Kendrick has more songs that he can perform at a Super Bowl setting, that's not to disrespect Lil Wayne. Obviously, Lil Wayne has hella hits. He has a lot of songs that he can easily perform. But here's the thing we got to remember. The Super Bowl is so squeaky, clean, family friendly. It's like, it's hard to, perform at the Super Bowl because I'm pretty sure they have a lot of restrictions, and even things that aren't really as bad, like people was up in arms about, like the whole J-Lo and Shakira performance years ago, which it's like, bruh, people was calling in saying that it was too sexual. They barely did any crazy sexual moves on that stage, which if you've seen Shakira dance, you know she could have done more. But they really kept it PG for the Super Bowl, and people was already up in arms. Like, the Super Bowl is such a squeaky clean, family friendly type, event, that I'm gonna keep it real. How can Lil Wayne genuinely do that? Because a lot of his hits has a lot of cuss words in it, so he would have to censor a hell of a lot. Even one tweet that I saw on Twitter the other day where they showed him holding his styrofoam cup, and somebody pointed out the fact that like the contents of what's in that cup is one of the reasons why it's hard for him to even be headlining a Super Bowl. So yeah, I just don't think Lil Wayne is family friendly enough, or not even family friendly enough, but I don't even think he's Super Bowl friendly enough for him to have like a whole headlining set and everything like that. Now, I could be wrong. You never know. There could always be workarounds, but I'm just saying, Lil Wayne, it might be actually, it's going to be a lot harder than a Kendrick Lamar to have a set list of songs that you can easily play at the Super Bowl. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, Lil Wayne, one of the greatest artists to do it. Personally, he's in my top 5. I hate that, this is bringing up conversations of people trying to decide whether Kendrick or Lil Wayne is a better rapper or not. I hate that people are starting to downplay Lil Wayne's greatness because of this situation, but we just got to look at the circumstances of the situation. We're not talking like headlining a tour. We're not talking headlining a festival. We're talking the Super Bowl, which is a very, very squeaky clean. And it's like, in this context, Kendrick Lamar is just more of a smarter decision. Now, I'm not here to talk about the whole Jay-Z probably having a beef with Drake and having issues with Lil Wayne. I'm not here to talk about all that other shit. I'm just here to talk about why I personally feel like Kendrick was more of a smarter move. And here's the thing. I'm not even going to sit here and act like Kendrick doesn't even have to do some cleaning up. Because some of the songs that I said, like Mad City, I feel like he would have to clean that up a little bit. I just feel like there's a lot of songs that Kendrick would also have to clean up. But here's the thing also. A lot of people assume that he's going to play Not Like Us. I don't even know if he's going to perform Not Like Us. Because that's the thing, with this being a very family friendly event, it is going to be kind of hard to play a diss track where you're cussing a lot. You're basically accusing this guy of being a pedophile for 3 to 4 minutes straight. It's just like, I don't know how possible it's going to be for him to perform Not Like Us. Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to attempt to, and I'm pretty sure that at the very least, even if he can't rap it, I'm pretty sure that the instrumental will play at some point. But I just have a hard time believing that Kendrick is actually going to get away with playing Not Like Us. Now, I would be pleasantly surprised if he did, but I just can't see it. Another reason that I feel like it was smarter for Lil Wayne, or not smart, or this doesn't really have to do with whether it was smarter or not, but I think the other thing that I have an issue with people, making a big deal about this, is just because the Super Bowl is happening at an artist's home, that doesn't always mean that they always have to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I forget, did the last Super Bowl go on in Atlanta? I don't know. I don't know if Usher performed in Atlanta, but I'll use Dr. Dre as an example. Dr. Dre performing in LA, that was an iconic thing. That was a great moment for LA, but it wasn't a necessary thing. Just like the year before that, I think the year before that was The Weeknd or something like that. The Weeknd performed in obviously not his home fucking state because he's from Canada. So this whole narrative of Lil Wayne should perform automatically just because it takes place in Louisiana is crazy to me, because it's just like, just because it takes place in an artist's home, that doesn't necessarily mean they need to do it like that year. So there's always chances in the future for Lil Wayne to perform at the Super Bowl. Hell, there's even chances for him to even perform in Louisiana the next time it comes back. But it's just like, we need to stop this narrative that just because it takes place in his home means that he automatically had to do it. And like I said, I'm saying this with the context of Lil Wayne is in my top 5 of all time. I do think he's a very great rapper. I like a lot of his hit songs, but we also got to keep it real. He can always perform any other time. And in my personal opinion, I do believe that Kendrick might attempt. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to work out, and I'm not going to say that it's going to happen, but I can see Kendrick attempting to get Lil Wayne to, perform at the Super Bowl with him. Because here's the thing. Yes, I know that Kendrick and Drake has issues. Drake is Lil Wayne's artist, but we've seen in the past that Lil Wayne has still maintained, relationships with people that beef with Drake or Nicki. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility for Lil Wayne to possibly join Kendrick on that stage. The people at Top Dog, I think they even said that they were hanging with Lil Wayne and Birdman, recently. And a lot of people trying to make this whole situation about like beef behind the scenes between different people. Like, I guess this is the little bit that I will say as far as like the whole Jay-Z thing. A lot of people feel like Jay-Z picked Kendrick despite Lil Wayne or despite Drake. And truth be told, I don't think that's really what it is. I don't think that was the issue. I mean, yeah, he might actually have an issue with Drake, but I don't think that was ultimately his choice. Or ultimately his reason for why he made that choice, because there's even videos of Lil Wayne and Jay-Z hanging out like not even a month ago, behind the scenes at an event or something like that. So it's just like, I just don't understand a lot of these narratives that people are spreading on the internet and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I do feel like overall it's just a smarter business move to get Kendrick. He's hot right now. He got enough family friendly hits, and it's not like Lil Wayne just can't perform again in the future. And besides, I think Kendrick will attempt to get Lil Wayne. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just a regular dude, nowhere behind the scenes. So I could be wrong with a lot of the things that I'm saying. But truth be told, these are just my opinions on why we just need to stop. We just need to be for real. Like, Kendrick Lamar is a lot easier of an artist to get at the Super Bowl than Lil Wayne, if we're going to be real. Like, let's be for real now. And like I said, this is not taken away from Lil Wayne. His legacy, his greatness can't be taken away, and he's very influential. And I just want people to understand, this is not me coming at Lil Wayne. This is just me looking at it in like a business sense, and also looking at it as like, which just makes fucking sense. Cause like I said, Kendrick is coming off of like the hottest year of his career, one of the hottest years of his career. So it's just like, it just makes sense to do that. Not to mention, if this dude does drop an album soon, like a lot of insiders been saying, then you never know. A lot of his set list could be his new album, or he might tease the new album afterwards. So all of this just kind of makes sense. You never really know. And then even I was watching Impressive's video about this situation, and she even said that there's a good chance that Jay-Z did this because maybe him and Kendrick has business together. So there's just a lot of things that we don't know behind the scenes now, unless more industry people speak out, or unless Jay-Z speak out, or unless Kendrick speak out, unless somebody behind the scenes really, just gives it to us raw and just speaks out about what's going on, then we can only speculate. And, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So that's all I got to say about this situation. Like I said, I wanted to give y'all at least something for while I'm moving in and stuff like that. Yeah, let me know how y'all feel about the whole Kendrick and Lil Wayne thing. Do you feel like Lil Wayne deserves it? Do you feel like Kendrick, deserves it? Do you feel like people is up in arms right now? Do you feel like, me and other people are wrong saying that, it's kind of harder for Lil Wayne to get into here? So, just let me know how y'all feel. Like I said, man, just be respectful. I ain't trying to have no back and forth in my comment section. So, be respectful. And like I said, man, this is the Hate It or Love It podcast. You might hate it, you might love it, but at the end of the day, we just trying to build conversation. So yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all go. Catch y'all on the next one. depending on how much moving and setting up I got to do, I can't guarantee that the episodes will come back on Tuesday. But all I'll say is I'll definitely try to put something out next week for y'all. And with all that being said, Tevin Jameer signing out. Catch y'all on the next one.